Hello, Yaron.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Nice to see a lot of people here in our webinar, and we have a really special webinar today. We're going to talk about the markets. We're seeing a big change in the market, and we're going to see what the AI think about it. We're going to talk about specific sector that the algorithm recommend for the following month. We're going to talk about some really popular stocks, and we have a lot of interesting stuff for you guys in the webinar and a lot of webinar sales as well. So stay tuned until the end of the webinar. If you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to ask us through the Q&A option that is located on your bottom of your Zoom feature. Ask us anything. We'll try to answer all of your questions during the webinar. And gonna start in 1 minute, I think, right?
Right, right. And in the meantime, please feel free to use the Q&A window and share your updated portfolio. We will try to provide during this webinar several live predictions for the stocks that are going to appear in the Q&A window. So feel free to use this window in order to share your updated portfolio. We will try to address to as many tickers as possible.
Yeah, and also we will say that the information and forecast that presented in this webinar are provided for informational purpose only. They do not consist investment advice or recommendation or any offer to buy or sell securities. All investments involves risk, including the possible loss of your capital. Please consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. So that's just a small note before we're gonna start. And I'm ready when you are, Yaron.
Yeah, I'm ready. I see already interesting tickers in the Q&A. Please feel free to share additional tickers. Again, questions. We will try to address all the questions during this webinar, and basically feel free to ask us anything. Yeah, I'm ready, Ben. We can start. Okay. So as always, before we jumping into the market, we are going to give you some background information about the technology, about the team, about the company, and then we're going to talk specifically about the opportunities that we basically see today based on our AI predictive algorithm. So in general, I know first, we are AI company. Our main solution is a predictive algorithm that generates daily forecast for the financial market and identifies the most promising investment opportunities. We are utilizing deep learning, artificial neural networks, genetic algorithms to predict the financial markets. Our predictive algorithm is generating daily forecast for over 13,500 assets from different asset classes, equities, indices, ETFs, commodities, currencies, even interest rates, with daily forecasts for multiple time frames, short-term, mid-term, and also long-term. This is a global predictive algorithm. We are covering over 50 global stock exchanges, including the stock exchanges in the US, Europe, Asia, and more. We are going to talk today about those different regions in the webinar. Let's jump directly into the market, Ben.
Yeah, and what do we see here is the forecast from last Friday, in which the algorithm gave us the best stocks to buy and hold for a period of 7 days. We're going to talk about the symbols and the numbers that you see in this table. But basically, those 5 stocks were recommended by the algorithm, were sent to our clients in the morning of the Friday's trading day, and we can find stocks such as the VAL, Valeries that jump, as we can see here in one day, 8%. We can also find RIG, Transocean, that also jumped by 8.5%, and NE as well, as we can find here, a jump by 7.6%. All of this in just of one trading day. We're seeing here a lot of oil and gas exploration stocks, and it's interesting to see. And we're going to talk about the energy sector in this webinar. But just to give you a quick example of the algorithm's abilities, we are showing you the Friday's forecast for the 7 days, and that's just the performance of the first day. So it's going to be interesting to follow and see what else those stocks can do. So
okay,
going to you're on.
Thanks, Ben. And going back to the I Know First team, the predictive algorithm was developed by our R&D team that being led by Dr. Lipa Reutemann from the Weizmann Institute of Science, one of the leading experts in the field of artificial intelligence, machine learning, chaos theory. And he is leading our R&D team that includes employees with the background of data science, machine learning, PhDs. We have math professor from Tel Aviv University, as well as employees with the background of computer science, data science, math, statistics, physics, and also IDF veterans, specifically from the intelligence unit. Ben Rubin, that's going to lead the webinar today, is the head of our advisory services. Ben used to work as an investment advisor in Bank Hapoalim. My name is Yaron Golger. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of I Know First. I'm also lecturing for fintech, for AI, at one of the leading universities in Israel. I'm an engineer with EMBA from the Ben Gurion University. The I Know First predictive algorithm is being trusted by the world's leading hedge funds, investment houses, banks, family offices, prop companies, and also high net worth individuals from all over the world. With some of those companies are using our predictive algorithm as a decision supporting tool that basically identifying opportunities for them on a daily basis. They're using it as a decision supporting tool. Some of the companies are using the predictive algorithm in order to manage their own portfolio in a systematic way. We're going to give you or to showcase several systematic AI-powered strategies that we are utilizing in order to manage the funds of those companies. And some of the companies are working with us in order to build and to develop AI-powered financial products that relying on this very same technology that we are going to showcase in this webinar. Yeah, let's continue, Ben. The predictive algorithm that you're going to see received several international awards from UBS, from Entity Data in Japan, and also from the Geneva Wealth Tech Forum as the best AI-powered wealth tech solution. Here we can see several ceremonies, of course, with several ceremonies where we receive several awards. We are really proud to basically to work with the leading universities here in Israel and to cooperate with them and to provide to deliver AI and fintech courses with the Reichman University in Herzliya, Israel. In our website, you can find several reports and the media coverage, TV media coverage, and also articles that were written and that describing our predictive algorithm. Feel free to go over the website in order to read those and to watch those different videos, interesting videos. And also you can see in the webinar, you can find in the webinars also client reviews that can help you to find the package that might be relevant to you guys.
Yep, and of course, feel free to join our secret WhatsApp group. Just scan the QR code that is on your screen and join our group. In this group, we are sending AI forecast for all kind of assets. We're also sharing some AI articles and analysis about some of the major companies in the world. So feel free to join our community and join our WhatsApp group.
Right. So let's talk about the product. Basically, we are providing two solutions to our client. On one end, it's possible to use the AI as a decision supporting tool that basically identifying opportunities in the market on a daily basis. First, we're generating daily forecast, and on top of that, it's possible to convert this daily forecast and to identify by using this daily forecast the best opportunities. And we are going to show you how you can do it as well. Basically, every day you are receiving an update from our algorithm with the best opportunities for several time frames, short term, mid term, and also long term. And we will assist you in this webinar, or we will explain how it's possible to utilize the very same predictive algorithm that being used by leading institutionals all around the globe on a daily basis, basically. On top of that, we have developed several systematic trading strategies that converting the daily prediction into AI-powered portfolio. We will talk about those systematic trading strategies in this webinar as well. The idea here is to build a portfolio on a monthly basis and to use the AI in order also to create the ongoing rebalancing of this portfolio. And we are going to share several systematic trading strategies during this webinar. The I Know First predictive algorithm includes three components that are available to every institutional and retail clients. The first component is providing you the opportunity to identify the best promising investment opportunities from the universes that are relevant for you. It could be the S&P 500, it could be the Russell 1000, the Russell 2000, or a specific sector. The second component is providing us stock market intelligence. By using this component, it's possible to identify the direction of the main indices in the market, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones. Also, it's possible to utilize this component in order to identify the best sector in the market and also the best region across the globe. And on top of that, it's possible to use this component in order to identify the sectors that we should avoid, the regions that we should avoid. And the last component is providing us custom prediction based on each client portfolio. Let's say that Ben is holding a portfolio with NVIDIA, AVGO, Plantier, and Iron. It's possible to use the AI in order to provide daily forecast for your specific universe, your specific stock list. And basically, by combining those three components, it's possible to create AI power optimization of your own portfolio and your entire investment process. So how we do it? We are using science, we are using artificial intelligence. The AI is collecting quantitative data sets that representing the entire financial markets. We are collecting data that coming from the different equities market that we are following, the interest rate environment, the commodities market, the currency market. We are monitoring thousands of different data sets that representing the entire market. We are adding the daily data to our database. We are managing database with historical data. And from this stage, the AI is taking control and basically building the complex network that exists in the financial markets. In the financial markets, there are thousands of correlation sets. The financial markets, there are thousands of correlation sets, and the AI is able to model and to build those correlation sets, and you are receiving the bottom line of this complex process, daily forecast with the best opportunities for the short term, for the midterm, and also for the long term. On the right side of this slide, we can see the different timeframes that we are predicting on a daily basis. So every day, you are receiving the best opportunities for the 3 days, the next 7 days, the next 14 days, the next month, and even the next 3 months and 1 year. The stock market is basically changing on a daily basis. Therefore, you're going to receive daily updated forecast with the fresh opportunities, basically on a daily basis. The AI is able to adopt and to change with the market. And so therefore, this process is actually being built on a daily basis, and every day you are receiving the bottom line with the best opportunities that are relevant for today.
I guess some of our webinar audience asked if the algorithm is actually relies on quarterly reports of those company. And,
no, actually, we are looking the earnings are representing the previous quarter, and we are relying on the most updated data sets that coming from the market on a daily basis. And the AI is able to rely on more updated data sets than the earnings. And the beauty here is that since the financial markets are changing on a daily basis, the AI is able to change with the market to adapt himself to the new situation in the market. And it's super important, as we can see, and we will see in this webinar, specifically in this period. And of course, the goal of the entire process is to separate and to focus on the most predictable assets in the market. We are combining different AI approaches into one predictive algorithm. We are using artificial neural networks, we are using genetic algorithms, we are using supervised learning. Our model is a specialized model that focusing on the financial market. It's not a general model, it's a specialized model that the main goal is to separate the predictable part of the market from the unpredictable part of the market. Not everything is predictable in the market. And the InnoFirst AI algorithm is able to separate the noise and to focus on the most predictable assets from every investment universe. So if we are focusing on the Russell 2000 universe every day, the AI is able to focus and to identify the most predictable assets from the Russell 2000. In the very same way, it's possible to do it for any investment universe. We can do it for the S&P 500, S&P 100, or even the Russell 3000.
All right, so the forecast comes in the shape of a heat map, as we can see on the slides, and it has green cells and red cells. Green cells represent long position, while the red one represents short position. And you can see that in each and every cell, for example, a 1 month forecast, in the title of the forecast, we can see the time frame. in this case, it's 1 month. Of course, we have 6 time frames. As Yaron mentioned, we have like 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, 1 month, 3 months, and 1 year. And in each and every time frame, we have the best 10 long positions and best 10 short positions. And in each and every square, we have the symbol on top. If we take, for example, NVIDIA, and we can find the signal. The signal is the number that is located on the middle of the square. In this case, it's 36.77. And the signal represents the predictive movement of the asset or the potential movement of this specific asset regarding to the other asset, the asset that in the same table. So in this example, the strongest signals actually belong to APLD that is located on the top left corner of this forecast. It means that in this example, APLD is supposed to move in the strongest way up if we are comparing it to the other asset that in this table. The next best stock would be Wolf, WHLF that we can see here. And we can find that the signal is going down to the right until the bottom, and we can find that in the bottom, right bottom square, we have the most negative signal in this forecast, which means BN supposed to move down in the strongest way. Again, the signal doesn't tell us like the percentage of the movement or the number of the price of the stock. It's just our own internal index that help us to rank the entire investment universe. It actually goes through our all-out 13,500 assets that the algorithm covers on a daily basis and rank them from the strongest signal to the strongest signal in the negative position or going down. So this is the signal. And again, it helps us to focus on the best stocks or the best moving stock out of this investment universe of 1 month time frame. And the second indicator that we are using is the predictability indicator that is located on each and every square on the bottom left of the square, as we can find here for NVIDIA, which is 0.43. And that indicator actually tells us how good the algorithm can predict the specific asset. It's actually Pearson correlation measurement, and it moves from -1 to 1. It means that 0.0, for example, give us a 50% probability that the asset will move to the predicted direction. 1 represents 100%. And 0.5, for example, gives us a probability of 75% that the asset will move to the predicted direction. So in both ways, we will always look for the highest values. We're going to look for high predictability, which is very important, and high signal values because we want those stocks to move in a strong way to the way that we are predicting. So those two indicators help us to focus on the best stocks from the forecast that you get on a daily basis. And let's see how exactly this forecast looks like. Every morning before the trading start, you will get those 6 time frames. And in each and every time frame, you'll have the best asset to invest for a period that appears on the forecast. For example, if I want to trade for 14 days, I would look on this asset at this time frame and choose the best stocks with the best signal and good and high predictability. And in this case, we can see that the longer the time frame, the stronger is the signal, the highest is the signal, and the better is the predictability. And we're going to see it in the examples that we're going to show you right now from the market, actually. We have a really updated forecast for you from the last few days. If we look on this specific forecast, let's understand what we see. This is a 3 days time frame forecast, as we can see on the top left corner of the forecast. It was generated on February 10, 2026, and those are the 10 assets that the algorithm tells us to buy and hold for a period of 3 days. We can see it here from February 10th until February 13th, and we can see to the right in this table what was the returns of those 10 stocks compared to the S&P 500. And in this example, we can see a lot of energy stocks. We can find the AIX that jumped in 12%, Edison International, which actually focused on California's power grid. We can also find the EE that has the strongest signal, as we can find here, 0.28. That was the signal. The stock jumped by 8%. Accelerate Energy, that's the name of this stock, and it actually made a really good performance. And we can see that the average performance of those 10 stocks were 6%, while the S&P actually went down by almost 2%. So the algorithm can identify opportunities in a going down market and help us to recover a positive return in a period of 3 days. We can also see in another example from February 6th, another 3 days example, and we can find stocks such as GLW, which Yaron maybe find it familiar from other products that we have. GLW, a Cronin company, it's an interesting company that jumped by almost 14% in a 3 days time period. We can also find AXT that we can see here that jumped by 20%. And that it's actually a supplier of semiconductors and advanced electronics. And we have many other stocks that made some really good performance in those 3 days. And we can see that the average of those 10 stocks was 8.1, while the S&P moved by 2%. And if we'll go up to a 7 days time frame, we can find that the signals are getting a bit stronger, and also the predictability is getting higher. We always try to focus on high predictability. In this case, we can see EMN that has a good signal and a good predictability related to other stocks here, and it jumped by 12%. And it's actually Eastman Chemicals, a chemical company that jumped in this week by 12%. And we can see that the average performance of this forecast was 11.12%, while the S&P went down by 0.5% in those 7 days. And if we go for another example for 14 days, here we can find again some stocks that made some really good returns in a period of just 2 weeks. For example, CC that we talked about earlier, that we know from the chemical universe, it jumped by 35% in 14 days. Again, the S&P went down in the same time by 2%. Finding jumping stocks or high performance stocks on a going down market it's not really easy, and our AI is actually finding those opportunities on every market condition. And we can see here that the average of this forecast stands on almost 13%. Again, we can see some stocks that didn't go to the right direction. For example, FMC that went down by 9%. But again, it's not 100% working all the time. The algorithm has some mistakes and is always keep learning from them and getting better and better.
By the way, we do see here actually a very interesting thing. CE, a stock that combining a very good predictability, very high predictability of 0.28. It's relatively for the short term, it's considered to be a very good predictability. It's combining a very interesting combination of signal and predictability, good predictability and good signal. And we can see that this stock jumped by 27%.
Yeah, it also combines materials and special chemicals. That's what this company are focusing on. So that's also interesting to see.
And this is the first tip for today. Try to combine and to focus on one end on the most predictable assets, as well as stocks with strong signals.
That company called Celanese. And in the 1 month, we can find again the signals are getting stronger, and again we can find CE here with the highest predictability and almost the highest performance CC as well, with almost 40% in 1 month. And again, the S&P in this period made 0.3%. We're talking about January 9th. Yeah, we're talking about 2026. We began this year in some volatility, and we can see that the algorithm can find good opportunities in every market. KRO, for example, Kronos Worldwide also jumped by almost 25%. It's a global producer of titanium. That's interesting stocks that also performed really well in the last month. And even in the longer time frames, we can find then the signals and the predictabilities are in much higher values. For example, we can find the ASML and NVIDIA and MU. MU has almost the highest predictability after Amat here, and it jumped by 73%. Amat with almost 60% in the last 3 months. TER, we can find here LRCX as well with 53% in 3 months. Those are crazy returns in a period of 3 months compared to the S&P, and in a general look as well, making 70% in one of your stocks in your portfolio is always impressive. And also we have the 1 year time frame that we also recommend you to use it. If you're trading for 1 month or 3 months, take a look on the 1 year. You will find there interesting stocks because all the forecasts are undependable. And in the 1 year, we can find the strongest predictability and the strongest signal. You can find again, for example, LRCX with 0.75 jumped by 180% in the last year. That's from February 2025. We can
As
also
Valentine, yeah.
We can find the TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, that has the highest predictability with 81% and one of the second strongest signal in this forecast. And as you can see, a lot of semiconductor stocks in the past year. This forecast made 67% again, while the S&P did only 12% in this year. So the algorithm can identify the best opportunities in different markets. And let's give you some live examples from Friday. We took some of the packages and forecasts that was sent to our clients, and we can find them, for example, in this 7 days forecast. We can find the Wolf, we can find RNG, and the IDCC that jumped by 2% and 6% and 5% just in 1 day. This is really impressive for 1 day. If we are looking at the energy sector, that looks really good in 2026. And again, the algorithm saw that as well, that we're going to talk about the energy sector and its performance, and when the algorithm is actually focused on this specific sector. But if I'm interested in this sectors and when I want to find interesting stocks, all I have to do is just open the energy package that we have, and you will find 10 best stocks. I gave you here just the best 5. from, again, Friday for a 3-day time frame. And even in the first day, it's really impressive to see stocks such as TPL jump by 5%, NRG by 6%, and all the rest are above 3%. So the energy sector looks really good, and this live forecast from Friday gave our clients an advantage in the market. We can also find the utilities package, all the electricity company and the reactors, nuclear reactors is again in this package. We can find here VST, EIX that we've talked about, SRE, which also electricity company, and we can see that performance was really good. And this is just the first day, and the forecast that we see is for 7 days from the February 2026. We're going to see some more examples later on this webinar, but just giving you a taste of how the forecast looks like. Of course, in all the forecasts, you have 10 stocks for long and 10 stocks for short. I just gave you the first five, just to give you a glimpse of how the forecast look like, a bit of a feeling. How does it look like? So we're gonna go back to the forecast later on and gonna see which sectors the algorithm thinks that are gonna be the best in the following month. But before that, I want to talk about our best AI stocks and sector forecast for 2026. This is one of our most, I think, successful products that we have. It's a full report of everything that you should have in your portfolio for 2026. And it actually covers all the best stocks, the best ETF, the best indices and sectors. And even more than that, we actually analyze the best sectors and shows the best stocks out of those sectors. So we're gonna find there like the best sectors to hold for a period of 1 year, and we'll see what the AI picked from those sectors, which stocks it picked for holding for a period of 1 year, and all of this in one full report. We've been launching this report from 2022, and you can find in our website all the previous reports that we have. And this report just is telling you what you have to buy and hold for a period of 1 year of 2026, and for sell in the end of the year. And I want to show you what happened actually in 2025. What was the stock picks for 2025? And instead of showing you those return, I will show you actually the report itself. And let's see what happened in 2025. It's available for you in our website. You can check 2025 report. Of course, it was sent to our clients at the beginning, in January 2025. And let's go quickly through the report and see what we had there. Of course, we can find best indices. In this case, we have NASDAQ 100 and NASDAQ. We have the S&P positive. We can see the semiconductors equal weight. We have the BAZ ETF that jumped by 50% in 2025. We have the excess W here, the software services that we're going to talk about later on in the webinar, that also performed really well in 2025. We have aerospace and defense, XAR, that was in this report and jumped by 50%. And NVIDIA, of course, with almost 51% in 2025, AVGO with 60% in 2025, and many other stocks and sectors that was in this report. Google, for example, as well with 50%, and all the best stocks from different sectors. We can also find here Robinhood. If we like more risk, it's also available on this report. We can find some high volatile stocks such as Robinhood, and Robinhood jumped by almost 300% in 2025, and it's in the top of our high risk stocks. Just check it out. This is quite amazing. We can also find SoFi here with 92% in 2025. And I want to show you one of the most interesting features that we had here in this report, the commodities. We also, of course, we are giving best crypto currencies, but the commodities was one of the, I think, most amazing recommendation. We had the silver SLV ETF in our top of our commodities report, and we see that the SLV performed in 2025 more than 166%. We can also find the gold GLD with 72% in 2025, and this is quite remarkable. We have the wheat here in a short position, but also went down by 12%. You can find all of this in the report. I think it's one of the most successful products that we have. To whom of you that like to invest for a long period, for 1 year, and have like part of your portfolio for a long period, I think is really recommended. And just check those returns and performance of those stocks in this 2025 report. We can find again TSM, Nvidia, Google, and even in the ETF universe, we can find the Buzz. We can find aerospace and defense, silver and gold, and even currencies. We have the dollar versus the shekel for short, and made a really good performance. So this is the 2025. You can check in the website. You can go back to 2024, 2023. But I also want to show you a short glimpse, or maybe just two assets from the 2026 report. Yaron give me permission to do so. So we can see that one of the stocks that were recommended in the report was IESC. It's a really interesting stock that actually focus on electricity utilities, and it actually jumps from the beginning of the year with 33%. Another commodity that we had short position on was the natural gas, and right now it's with minus 11% from the beginning of the year. But this is just 2 out of more than 60 assets that you have in this full report for 2026. This is the last chance to have this report, and you can get it by $999, sorry, in a one payment for the next 24 hours. And after that, the report will be gone. This is the last chance to have this report. And I'm telling you, some of the assets there are amazing and still amazing for 2026. So if you're a long time investor and you want to invest in, or maybe hold some of your portfolio for longer time frames, this report is for you. You can find the link in the chat right now and get this first webinar deal that we have for you guys. 2026 report, all the assets that you have to buy and hold for 2026, and trust me, it's an amazing report. And yeah, this is our first webinar sale.
Right. So basically, this product is, as Ben said, for long-term investors that would like to have like a specific roadmap for the entire year. We are relying on the long-term predictions, the time frame with the highest conviction of the AI algorithm. basically, we are going over different investment universes, as Ben mentioned, S&P 500 stocks, Russell 2000 stocks, ETFs, commodities, currencies, basically every universe in the market, level 1 ETFs, the leading sectors in the US markets, level 2 ETFs, the leading industries in the US market, aggressive stocks, small cap stocks, even currencies, commodities, cryptocurrencies, basically everything that you need to know about 2026 included in this report. And we are using only the long-term timeframes that we have in order to focus on the most predictable assets. And as you can see, it's working pretty well, and it's suitable for long-term investors. Okay, Ben, let's continue.
All right. Joran mentioned that one of the most interesting features of our algorithm is the market intelligence options that he has, and we are using it actually on a daily basis with our hedge fund clients and other institutional clients. And I want to give you a short glimpse how you can use as well this AI as a market intelligence tool, and how to allocate your portfolio and use the AI to have better investment decisions. And if we're looking at 2020 on the market on 2026, some of you maybe you were a little bit confused of what's going on in the market. You don't, it seemed negative to, I think, the majority of the investors. But what happened in 2026 is actually kind of a tectonic change. We see some sectors that was really successful in 2025 and are now getting, let's say, we see money moves out of them and go into some other sectors that we see. And if we just look at this year-to-date map, we can see that the Magnificent Seven are kind of negative from the beginning of 2026. But not all the technology stocks are actually negative. We can see the semiconductors is still a pretty successful sector or subsector, but we're seeing a lot of green areas. First in the consumer defensive, in the home builders, in the industrial sector, aerospace and defense look pretty good. We also see some recovery in the real estate, energy. Check ExxonMobil and CVX jumping by 23%. Those giants jumped by almost more than 20% in less than 2 months. We can see the basic materials that the algorithm really loved from the beginning of the year. We're going to talk about XLB in a minute. And we can see that the interesting thing to see here is if we're looking at the RSP, for example, RSP is S&P 500 equal weight, we can see that is with plus 5.19%, while the SPY, which has its weight, is in minus 0.2%. This is a big difference in a period of less than 2 months of trading in 2026. And it tells us that I think the focus now will not be in specific sector, or will be more of the wider market. And in the wider market, you'll have to find your opportunities and you have to know where to be. And a really good example for that is our ETF level 1 forecast, also provided to our institutional clients. But we told them that we can see that in the beginning of the year and even in the beginning of February, let's just check February, we have the forecast from the 29th of January. And I think this forecast is quite amazing because we are seeing those sectors, XLE, the energy, XLB, which is the basic materials, XLI, which is the industrial, and XLP, it's the consumer defensive, are in the top of the forecast with the strongest signal, while the technology, the communication, and the finance are in the bottom in a red signal. And check those return. I'm not sure that you can see those return to the right, but I'll try to maybe enlarge it a little bit. But if we are looking on XLB, which is in just in February with 8%, XLP 7%, XLE Energy 6%, and XLI 5.2. By the way, the real estate as well was positive with 5%. But check the negative side, XLK with -3, finance with -3.3, and communication with -4.5%. And if I'll tell you that we actually have a negative prediction for that from the beginning of the year as well. And just to clarify and show you that you just need to be in the right sector. If you just focus on XLB or XLE instead of being in XLC, you would save around 12% just from the beginning of February. This is really valuable information and a really high quality stock market intelligence that the AI is providing us on a daily basis and on a monthly basis. And we'll try to explain and show you how you can use it for your own portfolio in this webinar. And if this is to whom of you who doesn't know, the Geeks Level 1 sectors, which means that those are the 11 main sectors of the S&P 500. In the same way, we can drill down to the subsector or to the 24 industry that we have in the Geeks Level 2. And in this case, we have, again, the same map that's showing us the best industries to be in of a period of 1 month. And let's check it out. You can see XTS. XTS, it's oil and gas search that we have in a really positive signals. We have XOP, again, that we can see in the top of this table. And we have XHB, which is the home builders industry. The home builders industry looks really interesting in the beginning of February. And check those returns. We can see XDS with 10% from the beginning of February. We can see the home builders with 9.9% and XOP with 6.42%. This itself given us a really good edge on the market. By the way, you can find here XSW, which is the software that was in the negative side of the map. But if we're gonna take an even deeper view of this forecast, we can find from the 21 of January, and you can check, and actually I can show you that when were the collapse of the software sector, it came right after this date, and we can see just in this amazing forecast that the algorithm gave a positive prediction for the oil and gas equipment and services, as we can see here with XTS and home builders, by the way, and a negative prediction for the software. This can help you to allocate your portfolio and be on the right sector and focus on the best stocks out of this sector. And you can see also, if we are looking on the XSW forecast, if we are drilling down into this forecast, we see a really negative forecast on those stocks. So we can know that we have to be aware of this sector and maybe sell some stocks that we have there. But check this prediction from the 21 of January until today. XTS is jumped by 14%, while XSW with minus 40.42. This is gold for our institutional clients, basically. And just telling them where not to be is enough, but telling them where to be is even more exciting. And we have some really good results in a lot of our products, but is also available for you. And we're going to see how you can use this information and to be in the right sector and to be in the right package that you can choose every month. And another interesting example that we have is of how we utilize the AI also to be in the geographical forecast, to know if we have to not just be in the US or maybe diverse our investment universe to other places around the globe. And I think this is quite amazing. If we're checking the forecast from the beginning of 2026, this is the 4th of January 2026, we can find EWY. EWY is South Korea. South Korea from the beginning of 2026 with 37%. 37%. That's, I think it's a 2-year return, and we had it on less than 2 months. We also find here EWT, which is Taiwan, the Taiwan Stock Exchange ETF that also performed 15% since then. We can find Turkey here as well with 22%. We can find Israel with a strong market of 11% from the beginning of the year, and many other countries such as Denmark, Italy, a lot of European countries, Spain. And this alone, if we compare it to the S&P, which has a negative return from the beginning of 2026, you can be with 37% or either minus 0.02%. Not always focusing on the US is the best choice. We have tools for you to diversify your investments in your portfolio, so you can use that. This forecast you can find in our ETF forecast. I'm going to show how it looks like in a few more slides. But let's get practical and how we can actually use those tools and to buy and focus on the best stocks. For example, energy. Energy, we saw that energy looks really strong in 2026. We have our special package for energy stocks in which the algorithm picks the best stocks from the energy sector. And you can see examples from the 8th of February here and the returns that this specific package made on 3 days time frame, and even longer time frames of 3 months, in which the algorithm made 23% in average, while the S&P stay negative for this time frame. So if we're checking this package again, we saw it earlier on Friday. You just have to open your energy package, check the stocks that were there. It was 10 stocks. I'm giving you an example of 5 stocks here, and those were the returns for the first day of the trading day out of the 3 days that this forecast is relying on. So 3 days forecast, the first day we saw TPL with 5% has the strongest signal here of 1.24. Again, the predictability is a little bit low on those time frame, and we recommend you to focus on, of course, the longer time frame, not the short time frame of 3 days or 7 days. Try to focus on the 1 month, 3 months, and you'll find there higher predictability rates and higher values. All right. Another interesting sector that still looks good by the algorithm for 2026. We also, by the way, saw it in our last webinar. If you remember, we talked about the best sectors in 2026. Semiconductors was one of them. And we saw, again, interesting diversity between the semiconductors sector to the technology sector. We saw the technology sector went down while the semiconductor went up. So focusing on the semiconductor stocks can be a really good decision for 2026. And we have a special package for that as well that picks the best stocks out of the semiconductors universe. I love this package. I think it's really good for 2026. And I think a lot of those stocks are in really good price right now. So semiconductors can be interesting for the next few months. Another really interesting sector that we talked about, and the algorithm likes for the following month is the home builders related to the real estate sector that also recovers pretty well in the last month, in February, I mean. So again, we have the package that picks the best stocks out of these sectors home builders looks really interesting. We showed you actually that it moved almost as high as the energy, same return as the energy, 10% from the beginning of February, and it's still looking good. If you wanna be in a really good package, interesting package for the following month, home builders looks really, really good. And of course, we have an example. Yaron will be mad because it's a 1 month example, but if
You're
we're
making
looking
me the
on
bad guy, huh?
you're the bad guy. I'm the Robin Hood. I'm giving a free forecast. If we're looking on home builders for from the February 13th, from Friday again, the 5 stocks made this returns. LII, Sky, MHO looks pretty good in the first day of trading. And again, this is a longer time frame forecast. Home builder sector looks pretty good. Yaron, you want to talk about the AI? You're the AI expert.
Yes, I want to talk about the AI. This is actually fascinating package. In the beginning of 2026, we saw how the Magnificent Seven companies are focusing on the AI in their investments, in the CapEx. All of them are giving and dedicating tremendous budgets towards the AI industry. And this package is basically providing you the opportunity to focus on the best AI stocks by using our AI. So basically, we have built the universe with AI companies. It's a very large universe. And then the AI is creating a ranking and identifying the best AI stocks in the market right now. Here we can see 2 examples. The first example is a 1 month prediction that we see on the left, and on the right we see 3 month forecast. It's very interesting to see how the AI predictive algorithm managed to identify Micron technology. On the right side, we can see here Micron technology leading this forecast, and also pay attention to the weight that the I know first AI algorithm gave to Google. We can see it in the bottom, two tickers of Google, Google and Google, as well as Applied Materials. Just on Friday, we have seen the tremendous jump of Applied Materials, Amat, after they published their earnings. And we can see that basically around October, the AI as highlighting this stock across the best stock picks from the AI industry. So it's very interesting to see that actually Applied Materials is also in the on the left prediction, as I can see here.
Yeah.
So
Yes, so
if you would like to focus on the AI companies in the market right now and to use the I know first AI in order to pick the best choices, the best picks, I do suggest to take advantage of this package, AI package.
yeah, and try to remember 2 packages that you like in your head, because we have a special webinar sales for you, and I'm gonna show it in just a few more slides. To whom of you that were in the last webinar, we showed you the forecast for 2026. But what I want to focus here is that we talked about, besides the semiconductors that you see here, and besides the home builder that you see here, we talked about the Russell 3000, or the small cap universe, which is going to be stronger than the S&P. Check this out. This signal of the Russell 3000 compared to the S&P is like almost more than doubled of the signal. So we showed you that in the last webinar on the 6th of January, and look what happened since then. We can see that the Russell moved by 6.6%, while the S&P was negative from the beginning of the year. The small caps, we see this is one of the biggest changes that we see, that the volume is going to the small caps, to a wider market. not to really, specific big tech stocks that we saw we saw so far, such as the Magnificent Seven. So you have to pick the best stocks out of this really large pool of small cap stocks that we have, that generally we have in the market, and check this out. Check the small cap package, for example. We can find stocks such as WHR with 15% with a really strong signal here. We can also find stocks such as SETX that jumped by 50%, 51% in 3 days. Again, just a small note, this universe of small cap is more volatile. It involves higher risk levels than the other stocks. So take that into consideration. But again, for the 14 days time frame, we can find stocks that jumped by 223%, such as WJLR. We also have ANF, Abercrombie here, and many other stocks that are more to the high risk investors that want to, combine in your portfolio some more volatility and more higher risk stocks. So small cap package is the package for you. And we also have an implied volatility package that also fit to the same stocks that have a really high level of volatility, high level of volatility involved in their trading. So small cap and the option package that we can see here are the package to whom of you that seek higher risk and higher returns from the stocks in their portfolio. If we'll check, for example, the stocks that we can find here, we have the one here actually from the 10th of February 2025. We have the quantum computer Regetic company that jumped by 32%. We have QBTS, also quantum universe. We can find CVNA that jumped by 50%. PGEN 170%, Rocket Lab 162%. You can see that the volatility here is much higher. And again, the return here can get in an average of 72% in 1 year is crazy. Again, high risk, high return. But to whom of you that interested in this universe, it's also available on our webinar sale. And now, if you recognize the guy to your left, Donald Trump, we have the Trump package that actually holds the sectors which Donald Trump support. If it's the aerospace and defense, if it's the energy company, if it's the crypto stocks that he really loves, AI stocks and technology stocks, and of course some Israeli stocks. This package has it all actually. We saw 4 of those packages earlier, but we are taking the best stocks out of all of those sectors and put them in a one package. And I think it's one of the most interesting packages that we have. And it's also only available on our webinar sale. You cannot find this in the website. You can only get that package in our webinar sale. You can find stocks such as MMM, NVIDIA, GLW that we talked about earlier. We can find here TDG from the aerospace and defense universe, and some even Israeli stocks. All of this combined together to the Trump package. And I think it's a really, really interesting package and available in our webinar sale. And the ETF package that I talked about earlier, if you want to use the AI intelligence for your portfolio, ETF package has it all. It has the best sector. It has geographical sector. It can, if you can see to the left, we are focused on the European ETF on the 5th of March 2025. which helped us to get a positive return while the S&P went down. And also, from the last month, you can find the home builders, we can find XLB. Check this out. You can see XLB, basic materials sector. We can see EWY. We can use South Korea. You have it all here in one package. The ETF package holds the geographical package and the sector package in one package. Just those two are, I think, can end your portfolio in 1 month. If we look in the returns, you have more than a 33% return, XLB with 10%, EWI South Korea with 22%. We have DXJ again with 8%, while all of this while the S&P went down by 1.3%. ETF package has to be in your portfolio. I think it is one of the most valuable packages that we have. And before we're going to see the webinar sales, two last packages. We have the top 10. If you don't know what to choose from, we've seen a lot of packages, but if you don't know what to choose from, we have the top 10 package for you. This package is actually focusing on the best stocks out of all the American stocks that we have to offer. Those stocks are filtered by 2 billion market cap and above. And in this example, I think this is one of the most amazing examples from February 5th. This
last
example,
week,
yeah, last week, 7 days forecast. What we can see here and what's special about the top 10 is besides having a best 10 stocks to buy, we also provide you a forecast on the index itself, on the S&P 500 index itself. And in this case, it was negative. You can see a negative forecast on the S&P, but 10 stocks that you can find on a positive side. And 9 out of those 10 stocks actually went up while the market went down. This is the shift that we told you that the algorithm can see in the market, that money moves from sector to sector. You can find it here, and you will find here stocks from the home builders universe, such as LII and TT. And you can find semiconductors that moved up, such as NVIDIA. You can find energy stocks such as NVR. You have it all in the top 10. If you don't know what to choose, this is the package for you. You can also find a really good forecast for a 1 year from January 2025. We can find it Robinhood with 200%, Katos with the aerospace and defense company with 187%, TSM, HUT, which is also related to crypto with 124%, and the top 10 as it all is actually has a really large pool of stocks in which the algorithm focus on the best 10 stocks and give you a forecast to the index itself, to the S&P 500 index itself, to 6 different time frames. So that was the top 10. And of course, you can find all of those, the majority of the packages that we see in this webinar in our website, but not all of them. We have some special packages that you can find only in our webinar sale, in which is the 1+1 for $349 per month. You can choose 2 packages that you saw in this webinar and combining them together for $349 per month. No commitment. You can cancel it anytime, just to try and see if how this amazing tool of advanced technology works for you. This is our first webinar sale, and you can find the link in the chat right now and choose the Trump package, combining with the ETF. You can combine the energy package with the XLB, the basic material. You can do actually any combination that you like, crypto with top 10, whatever you like, in the webinar deal number 1. I see some of you raising their hands. Please ask us your questions through the Q&A, and we'll try to answer it. So this was the first webinar sale. I remind you, they are the first one was the 2026 report. which also for $999 in a one payment instead of $1,479 that we have a really large discount for the next 24 hours, and this is the last opportunity to get this report. All right. Yaron, you have any notes about this special webinar
Yeah,
sale?
so far we saw two deals basically. The first one is suitable for long-term investors that would like to build a long-term portfolio for the entire year and basically buy an all portfolio for the entire year. If you would like to get exposed to the daily opportunities that the AI is generating on a daily basis, as Ben showed you, I do suggest to take advantage of the 1+1 deal and to get exposed to different packages. It could be the Trump package, it could be the ETF package that, as Ben said, providing you the opportunity to get the best sectors and the best regions on a daily basis, the best regions and the best sectors ETFs. And if you're not sure, you can use the top 10 package that includes all the sectors that's screening the entire US market and providing you the best opportunities on a daily basis. By the way, this deal is also basically you can mix and match and change the selection on a monthly basis without any commitment, of course.
Yep, and it's available for the next 24 hours only. So use this amazing webinar sale that we have for you guys, and hurry up. And Yaron talked about long-term investors and short-term investors, but if you like swingers, you're like to update your portfolio every month. We also have a really interesting product for you, and this is our third webinar sale. This is the AI-powered portfolio, and what we are offering you here, that the AI is actually choosing for you the best 10 assets on a monthly basis. Every 4 weeks, the algorithm gives you the best 10 assets to buy and hold for a period of 4 weeks. In this case, you don't have to focus on signal or predictability. The algorithm does that for you. It chooses out of the best sector, that is drilling down into the best sectors and gives you the best ETF, the best stocks out of those sectors. And all you have to do is buy those 10 stocks at closing time and hold them for a period of 4 weeks. And the next rebalancing is happening on the 4th of March, but you still can join the actual portfolio that we have for you, and it's quite successful. We're going to see the returns of this portfolio right away. And if we're looking from the beginning, from the inception of this AI portfolio, we are standing on 26%, while the S&P was in 20.5%. We started from the 2nd of April, and if you see, the first rebalancing was quite challenging because the S&P went down, and of course this product is a long only product, which means we don't do shorts, only buying long assets. And in this case, in the first 4 weeks, the portfolio made 3.44%, while the S&P went down by 1.8%. And we can see the assets that we recommend in the first portfolio in an equal weight, 10% to each asset, actually succeed doing a really good return in this specific month. If we look at May 28, again, this portfolio made 8%, while the S&P did 3.4%, focusing on stocks such as AMST, IEST, that we talked about in the 2026 report, Taiwan Semiconductor, VRT, and many others that actually was really successful. And in June 25, we actually made 11.6% in the portfolio, focusing on UPST, focusing on AMST. Some of the stocks are staying for a longer period of 4 weeks. Some of them they were replaced. We are updating your portfolio every 4 weeks. You buy the stocks that we tell you to hold for a period of 4 weeks, and the best picks of the algorithm for the following month. And by the way, in this 11% forecast, 11% return, we can see that we had, I think, more than four ETFs. You can see home builders, we can find the semiconductors, we can find MSCI South Korea. We also saw it in June, by the way. We saw it in the beginning of the year. And we had the SPY here, 4 ETFs, and the return was 11%. This is quite remarkable. And the last rebalance, what happened on February 4th, not long ago, 10 days ago. And check the returns so far. The S&P went down by 0.68%, but the return of the portfolio is holding on 5.58% for half a month. I think not half, a third of a month. This is quite impressive, and you still can join this portfolio and get the best 10 assets to hold for the rest of February, or wait for March 4th, in which we have the rebalancing date.
Yeah, everyone that will join today, of course, will get this portfolio, the full portfolio that we see here. What interesting about this portfolio in the previous slide, basically, yeah, we can see the performance since February 4th. This is, we see it in the yellow frame, 5.5% versus minus 0.68 of the market. And we can see also the performance on Friday. We see that the market was basically flat, and the performance outperformed the market by almost 1%. We don't see the specific tickers, but we do see the performance since we started this portfolio on the unrealized return column. And we can see that most of the assets are outperforming the market, basically. Actually, 90%, right?
Nine out of the 10 are outperforming the market by far.
Right. Again, of course, it's not always, you will not always see outperformance of 6% in every portfolio, but still, it's very interesting product for do-it-yourself investors. We're doing all the work for you, building the monthly portfolio for you. So again, it's very suitable for clients that would like to basically trade once per month. It's very easy to manage and very easy to create ongoing rebalancing here.
Yeah, and you can get this third webinar still that we have, the AI portfolio in $330 per month, paid every 3 months, and get the next best stocks for the 4 weeks time frame, 10 assets that you need to hold and buy in your portfolio, and you also get a bonus. You get this month portfolio for free, actually, and the next rebalance is going to be on the 4th of March. So sign in and don't miss the next update on this amazing product. And again, let's see again the webinar sales that we have so far. We had 1+1 with $349. You can choose any 2 packages that we saw so far in the webinar, exclusively on this webinar, and combine it with another package that you like with no commitment. You can cancel it every time. This is our first webinar sale. The second webinar sale we had is the AI portfolio, the 2026 full report. You can get it in $999 in a one-time payment, and it's the last chance that you can have this product. This is an amazing product for the long-term investment. Trust me, you would love this report. And the third webinar deal that we have is the AI-powered portfolio. To whom of you that like to update their portfolio once a month, still still hear the market, still feel the market, and not on a daily basis. You will get the best assets from the AI every 4 weeks, and you'll have to buy them and hold them for a period of 4 weeks. And which of you that would like to combine all of these good products that we offered you, we have two interesting webinar sale. We have the premium package, all inclusive. You can get the annual report, you can get the AI portfolio, and you can have two packages of your choice for $399 per month, paid every 12 months, and you can have it all. Also, you can get the 2026 report combined with the AI portfolio and two packages of your choice. All of this in our premium package from $399 per month that you can get in our chat here. You can see this special webinar sale number 5. And as well, you can choose on 2 out of the 3 products that we offer you. You can choose or the annual report, the AI portfolio, or the package, one package of your choice. You can choose 2 out of those 3, and you can get it for $299 per month. And again, paid every 12 months. We have 2 annually sales that you can choose from and enjoy it. Our recommendation is, of course, getting all of this, the long-term investment with the 2026 annual report, combine it with the AI portfolio, which is in a monthly updated, and the 2 packages that you can use in a daily basis, weekly basis, and even longer time frames of 1 month or 3 months, but get more updated and close to the market. You can get all of this special webinar sales with $399 per month, paid every 12 months.
Right, and of course you can mix and match, choose any packages that you would like to focus on, and in the next month you can switch and change your selection. And of course, so every day you will get the best opportunities that our AI is identifying. On top of that, you will receive AI monthly portfolio, and of course, you will get also the 2026 report with the best long-term opportunities that are in the market for this year, basically.
Yep. And you're probably going to ask us what are our choices, and we have interesting things for you, our choices for this month. We have 2 options. This is the first one. We're going to see the next one in a while. Yaron is focusing on the top 10 and the AI part portfolio. I like to focus on the long-term 2026 report, combining it with the AI portfolio that gives you a monthly update that you can have, divide your portfolio into long-term and into shorter time frames of 1 month. But, and wait, I see you have a lot of questions, guys, but please do not raise your hands. Try to ask us in the Q&A, and we'll try to answer your questions. While you're doing so, Yaron is going to telling you about the dark side of the moon.
Okay.
The short opportunities.
So there is also in the moon, there is also a dark side. In the market, there is also a dark side. As we all know, the market is not always going to the positive territory. And one of the reasons why I do suggest to choose the top 10 or the top 20 package is because the fact that this prediction is quite unique because it includes also daily forecast for the S&P 500. And in some situation in the market, this prediction could be really important. On the right side, you can see prediction from 27th of March 2027. Back then, we started to see very negative predictions for the S&P itself, and also the strongest signals came from the bottom of the heat map, as we can see here. And we all remember how volatile the market was during this period, while Trump announced the tariffs, and how volatile the market was back then. And some of us can take advantage of those situations by shorting the assets that we see on the bottom. Some of us can take advantage of this prediction by just exiting the market, and it's totally fine to move to cash in some situations in the market. And this forecast, the top 10 forecast, includes this really valuable indication, the S&P daily forecast, and I do suggest to take it into consideration and to use this indicator, important indicator. It's not the first time. We saw it also in 2022, while actually by the end of February 2022, we started to see basically negative prediction for the S&P 500, and the strongest signals came from the bottom of the table, which is a very good indication of a negative market, as we saw it on the left side of this slide. So this is the reason why I like this package. And as Ben mentioned, we are offering two solutions to our client. On one hand, we are providing the daily prediction. On the other hand, we are also providing systematic trading strategies that converting the daily forecast into a portfolio. This specific strategy is a very interesting one. It's available for institutional clients, mainly hedge funds, family offices, investment houses, that would like to take advantage of the AI in order to build a portfolio and also to create the rebalancing of the portfolio. This strategy is focusing on the leading sectors in the market. 60% of this strategy is based on 3 ETFs that representing the leading sectors in the market. The AI is choosing the best 3 GIX1 ETFs in the market. On top of that, the AI is picking 2 level 2 ETFs, 2 ETFs from the leading industries in the market, and we are combining it with the leading stocks, the most predictable stocks in the market right now every month. And here we can see the live performance since inception of this strategy. This strategy is being used in order to manage funds for leading institutionals in the market. The AI is building the portfolio, creating the monthly rebalancing, and here we can see the exciting performance of this strategy. Even in 2026, the AI is managing to outperform the market by almost 4%. 2025, of course, 2024, 2023. And one of the most exciting here, in my opinion, is 2022, while the market was going down, and the AI managed to build winning portfolios that outperform the market by almost 35% in the going down markets. It's pretty exciting, in my opinion. And here we can see several examples of several portfolios. And the first portfolio that we are going to see is the first portfolio that the AI built in 2026. We can see that the AI picked 3 main ETFs from the level 1, the leading sectors in the market. We can see XLB, XLF, XLI. And on top of that, the AI was focusing on the semiconductors and the aerospace and defense from the level 2, the 5 stocks that the AI picked. And it's quite unique. Again, by the way, we see it all over the webinar. The market was going down over this period. However, the AI managed to outperform the market by more than 2% during this period.
Yeah, we can also see the basic materials, guys, that had 11%
Right.
in this time frame. And again, you can use those ability that was only open to institutional clients. Now in the ETF package, we also saw the XLB that appeared there as one of the best ETF for this month. Again, this is a more complex solution for institutional clients, but you can get a taste of it in any, one of our packages that we offered you earlier. And again, XLB was also in the current portfolio. This is from the February 4 until March 4th. It haven't ended yet, but I can show you that two of the sectors were XLB and XLI was the leading sectors out of this strategy that actually outperformed the market while it was down by 0.68. They went up by 2.74 and 2.8. And this is the majority of the portfolio. We can see that almost 42% of the portfolio was focusing on those two sectors that really outperform the market. So if we have any institutional clients in the webinar, please feel free to contact us through this mail, benr@offers.com, or through the website, and we'll be happy to find a solution that is perfect for you. And few more packages that we have before we're going to show you what our second picks for today, me and your own second picks. So we had the crypto package. If you like cryptocurrencies, we also have 4 different kinds of packages for you guys available in the website and in our special webinar cell. We have the world indices. If we want to have a broader view of the market, for more than 175 leading indices around the globe, you can also find it in this world indices package, or the commodities, in which you can find the gold, the silver, palladium, you can find the cocoa, natural gas, and many other, more than 50 commodities in this forecast is also available in the website and in the webinar, special webinar sales. And also the currencies, more than 75 currencies that is available for you in the packages page. All right, so before we're going to answer your question and show you our last, the second picks of me and Yaron, of the best packages to have on the next month. We have the first webinar sale, 1+1 with $349 per month. You can choose 2 packages, try the algorithm, see how it works, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, and you have it for $349 per month. Choose any combination that you like, top 10 with ETF, with Trump, with crypto, with semiconductors, with energy. Choose any 2 combination that you like. Second webinar sale is the best stock picks for 2026, the full report, all the assets that you have to have in your portfolio for 2026. And this is available in a one payment of $999 instead of $1,479 for the next 24 hours. And it's the last opportunity to get this amazing report. Our third webinar deal is the AI-powered portfolio, a 3-month subscription for $330 per month, paid every 3 months, instead of $499 that you can get for the next 24 hours. If you want to get the best picks for the next 4 weeks, the best AI picks from the best sectors You don't have to choose and focus on signal or predictability. You're just getting the next portfolio. This is the solution for you. The people that will join this webinar still will get also today's portfolio, February portfolio, as a bonus. And the next stop for this AI portfolio was on the 4th of March. This is the third webinar sale, and we have the annual sales that we get for you. If you want to choose two out of those three packages or out of those special deals, you can do so for $299 per month. You can get the two out of three, or the annual 2026 report, or the AI powered portfolio, or to choose just one package of your choice. You can choose two out of those three for $299 per month. Or you can get the premium package, our fifth webinar sale. You can get everything, the 2026 annual report, the AI powered portfolio, and two packages of your choice that you can switch and change every month. All of this, all with $399 per month. This webinar sale will not be available anymore. It's just for the next 24 hours. So get the link in the chat and get your webinar sale that you find suits for you. Those are our webinar sales. And our second choice for the next month is this. Yaron, you want to talk about your choice?
Yeah, we saw the energy, how attractive the energy and the oil services sectors, and we do see positive signals. Still, we do see positive signals for the energy sector. Therefore, my second choice is to focus on the energy sector, to choose the energy package, and of course, to combine it with the AI portfolio. That also providing, I will give you like teaser, it's also providing an interesting exposure for the energy, and so far doing pretty well. What about you, Ben? What is your second option?
I also like the home builders that we saw. That is a really good sectors to be in the next month. I think the real estate sectors looks good as well, and the top 10 that helps you to focus on the best stocks out of the big pool of the U.S. Market, and also giving you a forecast, a specific forecast for the S&P 500 index itself, and of course the 2026 report, which is the last chance to have. I think it's a really good combination.
Basically, you copied the top 10, you stole the top 10 from me,
A
and
little
now
bit, yeah.
okay, fine, it's fine, no problem.
All right, guys. I hope you had an interesting webinar. Now we're gonna answer some of your questions, and let's see what we have here in the many questions that you asked us.
Yeah, the first question that I saw is the 99.9 is a one-time payment. I guess you referring to the report. Yes, it's a one-time payment for a one-time report that can provide you a very good and comprehensive roadmap for the upcoming year. All the positions there are still relevant, and this is, as Ben mentioned, this is the last chance to take advantage of the 2026 report. Okay, more questions that you see, Ben?
I think we answered the majority of them. Let's see. The prediction, we talked about it.
Yeah, there is a very interesting question regarding the timing when we're sending the prediction. So every day, basically, when you're turning on your computer in the morning, the most updated AI-powered forecast is going to wait for you with the best opportunities. We are sending the daily forecast around 5 a.m. every morning. So basically, before the opening, you're going to get the most updated forecast. More than that, the forecast for Monday is being sent already on Sunday. So you have one day to prepare yourself to the market, to the opening of the market, basically. Okay.
Yeah, people ask about the signal and predictability. You could find in the website again all the explanation about the signals and predictability. The signal help us to rank the investment universe, while the predictability tells us how good the algorithm can actually forecast a specific asset. Those are the two indicators that we use, and we advise you to focus on the longer time frames of 1 month, 3 months, and 1 year, while they have the higher values of predictability and signal.
Right. And there is a question from several day traders. Which time frame is the most relevant for them? So, as said, we do offer short-term predictions. The shortest time frame is 3 days. You can use this time frame from day trading. However, we do suggest to combine this prediction and to choose stocks that are appearing also in the longer time frames. As Ben said, the longer time frames predictions they have higher predictability, higher conviction, and therefore it's really we do recommend to combine the long-term prediction with the long-term, the short-term prediction with the long-term ones, and to take into account also the long-term forecast.
Yeah, I think we answered.
Yeah, most of the maybe last question that I see here that could be relevant for everyone. Is it possible if I'm choosing the 1+1 deal? Is it possible to change my selection every month? Yes, it is possible. Just send us an email and we will choose your selection once per month. Basically, there is no commitment, of course. Okay,
Hey guys,
Ben. Thank you very much for a very interesting webinar, Ben.
thank you, Yaron. I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and I hope you'll join us with our great technology of identify opportunities in the stock market. And we're wishing you all the best. And thank you for being with us.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for the great questions. Good luck. Bye-bye.